Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I got Nathan down here today.
How's it going?
How have you been?
Pretty good. It's been a while.
He brought in a very small, tiny little case.
Very small.
Let's get the camera up here closer and see what we got. New guitar day, huh?
Yeah.
But it's not a guitar, is it?
Kind of. As you can see, very small case. Brown toe legs, points you in the early 60s for Fender.
Right.
And being the size it is, it's a lap steel.
Wow.
This is a 1963 Fender Studio Deluxe lap steel. It is all original. Case, guitar, legs, polishing cloth even. So that was really cool to see. It has a finish on it that's pretty much the same as like a desert sand finish that they were using on some other guitars throughout the 50s. It's kind of like a blonde finish, but it's not see-through, so you can't see the grain through it. And you still have the spaghetti logo on there. That's in pretty good shape. And down here you have
1964.
63.
Pre-CBS.
Pre-CBS. 63. The cool thing about these is that they used a lot of the same parts as the regular guitars of the same era. So here you have two telly knobs, the knurled flat top telly knobs here. And then the pickup would be the same kind of pickup that you would find in a Music Master, Duosonic, or Mustang. It's the plastic cover on the pickup, single coil of course. And these did come with a bridge cover, which I don't have. Serial number right underneath that, and the bridge is like uncompensated, of course, just like a flat bar. And the cool thing about these is that everything is wired directly to this plate. So if you open up, whenever you open it up, this whole plate just comes off, and then the body is routed underneath. And I checked it out, and they are stack pull pots that are dated from 1962, later 1962. Red disc capacitor in there like you'd expect, and it's all straight. Brown Tolex case with the orange interior. Overall in pretty good condition. And the thing that separates the Studio Deluxe model from the Champ model is the fact that you have legs that you can put on the back of it or on the bottom, so that you can sit there without it resting on your lap. Call it a lap steel, but
let's do it. Let's put the legs on it and set this thing up and plug it into something.
Sounds good.
All right. So what tuning is that thing in?
Right now I have this set up in C6 tuning, which is what a lot of the country guys and the Hawaiian players
C6.
play in. Yep, C6. So it's C-E-G-A-C-E. And that's from lowest to highest.
So you've only had this thing for a couple of weeks now?
Yeah, I've probably had it for about 2 weeks or so, maybe 3, but not much of a lap steel player.
And how much time have you spent? Are you playing on it like every day?
No, not even every day really. I've played it since I've had it maybe 4 hours.
Okay, let's hear what you got after 4 hours of practice. let's hear what you got.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
That sounds really good. What's the name of that tune?
It's called Sleepwalk.
Oh yeah, such a classic old song.
Yeah, I figured that's like the first thing I had to learn when I get the lap steel.
Yeah.
And such a killer lap steel song.
So you got a pretty good story on how you got this thing.
Yeah, I found it at a pawn shop out here in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it was kind of hidden in the store.
Mm-hmm.
They had these glass display cases, and then behind it, all the guitars hanging up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny. They even put the guitars in certain spots. You know, like the cheaper ones are tucked in the corner, and like the vintage Gibsons are like right in the front where everyone can see them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this in a glass display case. It was sitting on top of its brown case. But on the shelf above it were like a bunch of pedals and mixers and like stuff like that were taking up the whole shelf. So you couldn't really see it unless you kind of look underneath,
It was
you know,
buried.
look at all of the stuff in the case.
Right.
And I saw it. I got all excited. I used to trade a lot. Like I was always trading amps and guitars and whatever. And I told my wife, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop trading and selling stuff, and I'm going to start collecting, but with intent. So like I'm not just going to buy any guitar that I see because it's a good deal, or I'm not going to buy any guitar that looks cool. I'm going to really focus on, you know, getting the pre-CBS Fender stuff and, you know, the tweed amps, stuff like that I really like.
Right.
And literally I put together a little list on my phone of very specific things that I was looking for.
Right.
And this was number 2 on the list.
Wow.
The very next day I walk in that pawn shop and I find it.
Fate.
Right? Yeah, exactly. My wife said I manifested it, right? So so I got all excited when I see it, of course, and I had a good amount of money saved up where I could spend on some guitar stuff. And you know, I came across this and they had it listed at like $1,400 or something like that.
Right, that's
Which
sort of the going reverb price
seems
on them?
about what they're going for on reverb.
Okay.
You can find the Champs for a little bit less, being that this is the Studio Deluxe model with the legs and everything. It had the original polishing cloth and the case and the legs, all that we showed you earlier in the
Yeah,
video.
all original, great condition.
Everything's original.
Yeah.
Finish, logo's still intact, everything. And I opened it up out of the case and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to be going home with this one. And I plugged it in and, you know, it sounded okay in the store. I played it through a little Acoustasonic amp that's made for like singer-songwriters playing at like coffee shops and stuff.
Right.
And it sounded okay. And, you know, at that point I had never even played a lap steel before. So I was just kind of plucking around, you know, not really know how to make chord shapes or anything, doing nothing crazy. And, you know, I told the guy I'd give you $800 for it, which was almost half off of what they were asking, and it must have been sitting in there for a long time because they took it. So,
Awesome.
You know, I'm comfortable with what I paid on it. Yeah, I mean, you could find, you know, better deals out there if you really look for them, but being that it was all original with the case candy and everything, I was like, I'll pay $800 for it, you know. So, overall, man, super fun. It's great to have in a collection, especially if you're like a pre-CBS Fender guy, you know, if you geek out over that kind of stuff.
Original paint and everything.
Original, man. You can see the checking on this, you know, if you look at it in the right light.
Have you experimented with other tunings like Open E or Open G tuning or something?
I haven't played with any other tunings yet.
I think I put it in like Open E and try to do some
I feel like you could do some blues stuff, you know, but my main thing is I want to learn some country licks.
There you go.
You know, I feel like you could do such killer stuff with country and a lap steel. You know, they're like meant to be together.
It's true.
So I play around in C6. I'll probably experiment with some other tunings eventually. But the thing about these is finding all original ones is getting harder every day because since they use the same parts as a lot of the super expensive pre-CBS guitars, like telly knobs, pots, pickups, you know, stuff like that, people are gutting them for their restoration projects. You know, if you find a lap steel from the 50s, from the same era as the Blackguard and early White Guard tellies, they have the exact same pickup as a telly pickup, a bridge telly pickup, that'll cost you a lot of money to buy one by itself. You could buy the whole lap steel for less than that, take the pickup and the pots out of it, and you got yourself an original 50s flat pole piece telly pickup and pots.
Yeah.
You know, so they're getting ripped apart.
That's a shame, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting ripped apart, and it's harder to find them in original condition, you know, as time goes on. But this one I'm going to keep in my collection. It's a really cool thing to have, even if I'm not playing it every day. And it looks great set up in the music
And it
room,
sounds
so.
cool after just, you know, a couple of weeks of having it. Give us a little something. Really cool. Wow.
Pretty hot pickup, huh?
It sounds great. There you go, man. Thanks for bringing this thing in.
No problem.